Welcome to Cavalry Yoga. My name's Wendy and I'm going to do for you today a standing practice. So they can be quite tricky, the standing postures. If you're new to yoga, go back and check out the seated practice and build your body up. You get a lot of benefits from that too. If you're feeling the mood, do the whole thing, seated and then standing. So first of all, I always start by being seated. Before I move on to standing postures, really just to get your mind in the yoga zone. If you go straight into standing, personally I find I just don't quite get myself in the frame of mind that really benefits your yoga. So you might have rushed to class or been running around all day. It gives you a chance just to breathe, have your posture nice, so always draw your shoulders back and down. Nice upright spine, soften the tensions. You might close your eyes for a moment and just see where you're at with your whole mind and body. Think of it as one big picture. Your mind will always reflect into your body as tensions, and your tensions in your body and your aches and pains will always reflect back into your mind. The bridge to that is your breath. So if your breath is quite kind of jagged and you can't get a nice, smooth, easy breath, then something is struggling a little bit. Body pain or mind turmoil. So close your mouth if you've got clear airways for your nose and breathe into your tummy if you can. Letting your tummy expand out in the air, then carrying on to the top of the chest. And then letting the whole thing relax as you breathe out and your shoulders right through to your toes. And if you take a few rounds like that, then you'll find it just settles you. That's just yoga in itself. You've got a hectic day and you suddenly find you're running away with yourself. Stop, breathe. Even if you're standing in a queue somewhere, just feeling your mind is in turmoil. Inwardly focus on that breath and your body, and you'll be ready then to be moving forward with much more clarity. Okay, you can take as long as you want for that bit and work out where you're feeling for your standing postures, but we're going to move on to stand now. And bear in mind that there's a lot to standing postures. There's a lot of balance involved, so depending on your body's strength and your capabilities to balance, sometimes people say they just can't balance. The point is, if you do practice more, your body rewires to be able to balance, I promise you. If you're in an older age group, this is a big issue. You really want to be looking after your balance skills. So I'm speaking for myself as the 60s age group, and I can promise you that yoga really is for everybody, and I'm hoping this will take me with the same kind of ability and strength I've got right through to what I call is more like old age, maybe 80 or 90, who knows. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to stand in Tadasana, which is a standing posture, feet together, big toe joints meet, hips tucked forwards a little bit, shoulders back and down, and just relax through your body. You'll feel when you just stood, it is a posture, I promise you. You can feel your body kind of, ooh, your feet are doing a little dance, there's a little sway going on. Relax your shoulders. There's more to just standing than you realise, but breathing deeply and smoothly. Close your eyes if you like and really see where all this movement is going. You start to sway a little bit. Obviously be careful. Have your space clear as well. You don't want to be falling into anything. And if necessary, for lots of postures, you can hold on to something. You could just hold on to the back of a chair. All sorts of ways of doing this. So adapt it for yourself. If you're young and fit and strong, you might be able to just do it all. So we're going to start off with a standing fold, just to get the hips loosening up. If you're feeling a bit tight right through anyway, you could just soften the knees and do a little side to side. Just like that. Loosens up your spine, and it's not exactly a yoga posture obviously, but it's a good way. And if your shoulders are tight, you can just do a few moves. Don't get hung about exact postures. Movement and breath and mind awareness is yoga. So for the standing fold, feet hip distance, lift your toes off, open them, grip them. Have that balance between both feet, hips tucked in again, shoulders back and down. Now breathing in, bring your arms on up. If you're feeling steady, look up, look to thumbs, and lift a little higher. And then as you breathe out, come on down to fold, so you can bring either the arms to the side or you can bring it through prayer position, breathing out, and take it down to your fold. Now, you may not think you can fold. If you can't, hands on thighs or knees and support yourself. If you're happy and your body weight isn't hurting your back or your hips, just see if you can let go. Obviously my body weight will take me lower because I'm used to it. And just see where that body weight takes you to. Eventually, people say, I can't touch my toes. You will eventually. You could hold the big toes. The first two fingers, if you like traditional yoga. You could take a little lift and look ahead and open your spine a little bit. As you breathe in and then down to your fold. Okay. So, if you really practiced in the yoga, you might have been doing it for a while, yogis. Palms could go up onto the bottom of your feet and big toes to the inner wrists. Little lift again and then just down. You might even get a little bit of arm bending as you go into that. Let me show you from the side. It's your chance to just see how it all is. If you're in the older age group like me, upside down, don't look in the mirror. The wrinkles really show up there. We don't really care about that as long as we're feeling fit and strong. So when you're ready to come up, breathe in, arms could come through the front, set again, or the sides, look up to your thumbs again. Now, if you like a little back bend, I always love a good back bend because it's my favourite move. You just go back. Be careful, don't overdo it. Once you get to a point like this, or hands on hips, your body weight is taking you further back. And it can make a bit of an issue for you if you go too far. So just listen to your back. Maybe put your fingers around and just bring your hips forwards. Look up. Can you see you're getting a little bit of bend in your spine? If you keep doing that every day, or even just when you get up and you've been on the chair, you'll stop your body from setting in the old person shape. And now we're all spending our time on laptops a lot of the time. Too much of that without enough balancing out with this is going to set shorter muscles and really make your posture difficult. Then when you just stand up naturally, you're nice and upright. Brilliant. We're going to move to a sun salute sequence. So I'll start this side. So my originating yoga was Ashtanga. Any type of sun salutes is fine that you know about, but this is my favourite style. So a sun salute, you have your feet together, big toes meet, hips tuck in. You've got always this little tweak going on. Nice flat feet, or fat feet. Shoulders back and down, relax the shoulders. Get your mind steady, ready to go. So we're going to fold again, just as we did. Breathing in, bring your arms up, reach. Breathing out, arms down in any way which feels good. Breathing in, a little rise to your flat back. Helps that in-breath match up, looking ahead. And then when you're breathing out, you're ready to go to plank. So if you're feeling this is a struggle and you're beginners, you really could just put your feet back and think, I cannot hold this. Put your knees down, it's fine. Whatever works for you, but you would end up fully in plank. This is strong shoulders, so again, you may need to do it in the knees. You lower, the strong bunnies hover, and then they come on up like to up dog like this, on your in-breath. You don't have to come all the way up if it's too much. Your wrists may not like it. Tuck your toes under, and as you breathe out, draw in back to down dog. Now a lot of people stop here. That can be because your shoulders don't open anymore. But eventually I want you to let your head hang down. Keep drawing back, and eventually your heels make it to the floor. Firm grip in with the hands. And you get a long straight line there. We normally hold this part of the sun salute for around 5 or 6
slow deep breaths, which, as you can imagine, probably takes about a minute. Could be too much if it's too much for you. Again, knees can come on the floor, or elbows can go down, or knees up, elbows down, depending, it could be your wrists, so you're always listening to your body. Now, on your next in-breath, come on through with your feet. So you can scrabble up if you're new to it. Crikey, I won't get my feet up there. Everybody scrabbles when they're new. You can lunge on up. People have done it for a while. Do the little hops through. Doesn't matter how, it'll always improve. Have a little rise, flat back, look ahead. And then breathing out. Back to fold. Breathing in, up we go steadily. Reach. Some people get dizzy if you're not used to this. Don't look up, just come up as best you can and hang out for a second. Breathing out, arms coming on down. I'm just going to run through that sun salute without so much of my talk, and so we don't need to stop. Adapting how you normally do yours for your joints. Okay, compose your mind always quickly for a second. Ready to go. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, down to fold. Breathing in, little lift. Look ahead. Breathing out, down to plank. You could hop if you prefer. If you're strong, lower. In breath, up dog. Shoulders away from your ears. Out breath over the toes. Into your down dog. Your breath can be struggling by now, so it's a good place to practice really controlling your breath. In Ashtanga we do a Ujjayi breath, closing at the back of the throat. This helps for many reasons. One, it's good to relax. The other, it's good for strength. It makes a whispering sound. And it controls for a very long breath. Okay, so we're going to come up a little sooner here. And in breath, bring your feet back through, so you could be scrabbling up, lunging up, hopping up. Then rise, flat back, look ahead. Out breath, fold. And your in breath, here we go, all the way on up. To reach, open up your spine a little if you like. Out breath. Arms float on down. Brilliant. Well done. You can do as many, within reason obviously, sun salutes before you start your standing practice, or as a start for your standing practice. Really warms you up and strengthens you quite a lot. So I'm just going to take you through the next sun salute we do. A little bit more to it, you might scrabble in this one. So have bent knees to start off with this, shoulders back and down, compose your mind. It's the same for starting and then a little extra. Breathing in, bring your arms up. Breathing out, straighten your knees here. I kind of feel like I'm flying here. Float on down. You're breathing in, your little rise, flat back, look ahead. You're breathing out, your palms down, your feet walk, lunge or hop, and you lower. And then you're breathing in, you roll over the toes and up dog just the same. And then you're breathing out into down dog. Now you can rest here or leave this part out, but if you're taking it for your sun salute B, you bring I'm going to start with the left foot through. Now traditionally you just bring it through. I like a little lift because I love leg lifts and it helps me swing it through. That's the tricky bit, getting it through there. People have to really scrabble around to work that foot. That toe at the back points out a little bit, the heel goes down. Here's the big lift. Hard work if you're new. You've got to keep that knee bent. Lift on up, breathing in, up to your warrior position, looking to thumbs. And when you think you're there, it's time to come down again. Out breath, palms down. Back to plank, more strength. Lowering. In breath, up dog, toes back. Out breath, down dog. In breath, that right foot through. I'm going to great tradition. Go for the lift and swing. Lower my heel at the back. You come on up there. Lots of wobbling happens there. Practice yoga enough in 2020, so a bit of a wobble for me too. Out breath, palms down. Back to plank, lower. toes back, in breath up dog. You might be too tired to pull another down dog here. You might just want to go back and relax. Or back to down dog for your 5 or 6 breaths. And again, try and calm your system down a little bit here. Take stock for a moment. Brilliant. So, next, in breath. Don't switch your breaths around. Just wait for the natural flow. In breath, bring your feet through. Maybe a little hop. Little rise, flat back, look ahead. Out breath, fold. Traditionally, your palms either side of your feet if you can reach. Little bend of knees. Bring yourself up. If your hips are misaligned, you might have a little wobble as you come on up. Look up. Straighten the knees and let your arms float on down. Relax your shoulders back and down. Calm yourself for your next posture. So, we're going now to move on to triangle posture. You'll find it in most yoga practices, very standard posture. Your shoulders are back and down, you're facing the narrow end of your mat. Relax into your breath. Let's step back. I'll step back with my left leg so that you can see. About the length of your leg. A lot of people try triangle from this side. I like to swivel around because it evens you up more efficiently. That right toe for me is coming in about 45 degrees. Left toe to the back, there's a line on this mat so you can see where you are there. Now most people's hips will go this way, naturally. Try to bring your hips facing the width of your mat. That might pull your knee a little bit. And if you've got dodgy knees, you're really careful. You might want a softer knee. It doesn't have to look like a perfect posture. Your feet nice and flat, shoulders back and down. In breath, bring your arms on up to shoulder height. And then out breath, it's nice to have a little reach if you can, before you lower that hand down to the leg. Wherever it lands, it doesn't matter. You may go right down the leg, down towards the big toe to hold, the floor, fingertips. Do what's good. Ankle's the most comfortable position for me to do this. Now, don't be sloppy with this upper arm and shoulder. Open the shoulder back, reach up with the palm. See my ribs opening out, open out and lift. Look to your thumb. A lot of people get so tense again. Here I am. I've got the posture. I've stopped breathing because I've got it. Please don't do that. Keep breathing and soften. Don't keep reaching and tensing the muscles. Just a little softness. Keep peeling out that hip above. And you might breathe in and reach a little higher just to stretch out the arms and that span. And out breath, soften a little bit. And then wait for your next in-breath. Let's come on up. Bit of a wobble here sometimes. As you breathe out, switch those feet. Left foot in for me and right foot out to the side. Soften a little bit there. In-breath, reach through to the fingertips. And again, lower. So you could do it against the wall, just see. Most people do tend to go straight into the reach like this. Shoulder coming forward. Just to get low down. It's not about how low down you can get. It's more about staying open, bringing that arm up. And then eventually, that side lowering. You can listen to your body. Feels different on different times. Often you get a little bit of a click of your hip on this one as you open it out. Breathing. Don't care whether it's working well or not. It's a different day every day. You've got a different position that your body feels intense, not so tense, full of strength. It flows with your energy, and it flows with also the quality of the food you're eating. Okay, so in breath, draw yourself on up. And then we'd step onto the front of the mat there to finish. Okay, so we've got a few more postures and a little relax. And then next we're going to do wide leg fold. So again, you're standing at that narrow edge, looking forward from your mat. Step back again with one foot. And bring your legs a little bit wider. Careful you're not slipping. Doing a Bambi. Ooh. Bring it just comfortable. Feet get quite hot and sweaty, so be really careful with that. Toes come in a little bit if it's comfortable. Traditionally, hurts my ankles a little, so I don't go in too much there. Hips tuck in, shoulders roll back and down. Really relax first, and then in breath, bring your arms on up. Palms together, look up, and then out breath, bring yourself down to fold. Again, you may not make it. You might make fingertips, you might want to put your hands on something, a yoga block or a few books if you prefer. Or you might be okay with your hands on your shins just to make sure you don't pull your back too much. But if you're okay, you will eventually reach your hands to the floor. Some people can just go a little bit wider, which makes an easier reach, obviously. And you put your palms, if they manage to get that far down, flat with your fingers forwards and your hands shoulder width. Now let's just have a little open up. In breath, look up, and it's open your spine and your ribs, and then out breath down to fold. Again, see where it goes. The full expression of this posture is the palms along this alignment of the feet, under the shoulders, elbows eventually go back, and your head, if you're really deep there, is landing on the floor. The real gymnastics yogis like to take the legs up into full headstand. I won't include that today, I don't want you to damage yourself, but it's fun eventually. Okay, so you're drawing on up, make sure your feet are gripping well. I'm slipping a little bit there, so work with what you've got. In breath, draw on up, big muscles to bring up again, and then out breath, arms coming on down. Brilliant, well done. So we're going to do it slightly differently. Here we're going to bring the arms behind, and you're going to turn around, but we're going to do another position here. You bring your fingers together. Some people's elbows won't straighten, but if they will, your elbows come together there. You look up. Some people like the tilted back thing, I love it, the loo. And then out breath, bring yourself down into your fold. And your arms, a lot of people can hardly reach here, but if your arms will lift a little bit, they'll lift away towards the back there. This is your OAP picture for those of us that are older. And that little bit of 2020 extra flab, I'll tell you how I go on with that in 2021. Okay, so breathing in, draw yourself on up. And let go of your hands, relax your shoulders back and down. So we're going to just have a look back, open here, I'll face the front again. With all those folds, the same thing, you always do a counter pose. Don't end up in this position like you've been on, sat watching telly all over your laptops. Open up. So just a little open up there, thumbs to the front, fingers to the back, shoulders back and down, and like I just said about your opening, hips can tilt forward a little bit and look up. There you've got a little bend to the back. And again, if you like the stronger stuff, giving you all different options here. Take what you need and leave what you don't really care about yet. And if it's a really good back bend, hands come down behind the knees. And there we are. Oh, hard to talk here. And then come on up. Soften your shoulders. Jump or walk your feet in. Do the shimmy, have a little shake off. Knees taking quite a stretch there. And there we are, back to base once more. And back to base for me means back to breath, calming. And this is the point where you very often get a balance, just when your legs are tired, you've done your strength, and you're all wobbly. But we'll give it a go. Now this is what I said before, balance is really important, isn't it? Really important. I'm going to do one of my favourite balances, it's so elegant. For this I'm turning sideways. You will, most of you know about tree and there's various traditional postures. With balance, you've really got to work up your skills. It does rewire your brain and it grows that area no matter what age you are. Now what I'd say is plant your foot with intent. I'm going to plant my left foot and I'm going to point my right toe behind. Now if you're not sure of balance, you won't go on to lift your leg straight up and go for it. You can hold on to something, kitchen surfaces. My students know my favourite kitchen surface routine. Just hold on to it, but wing it in the middle of your room if you like. You're taking that little balance I'm wobbly a little bit from all that strength, and you just take the foot up a little bit. And if you keep the foot low, and you can put the toe down, it gives you a chance to get used to balance, or even just like this. How's my balance? Eventually, your 1 foot stand is fine. So for this one, that's the first point, or you could take a bit more lift. You could keep your hands onto your hips, or you could put your arms out and just take that lift to wherever it goes. Doesn't really matter. If you stop breathing, that's another key part that most people stop breathing, and you'll starve your strength and oxygen. So please don't think that holding your breath will hold the balance, because it won't. And then get the softness in, you've had strength in those legs. We'll just do the other side very quickly, without too much coordination, low or higher, going for the lift. If your folds are fine and you wobble, you can put your hands down, it's absolutely fine. It's wobbly to get back up again. Anything is fine. It's still rewiring these muscles. Balance takes strength, control, and mind skills. And if you care not a jot whether it works, that's the best frame of mind. Okay, so just get your breath settled now. You might be a bit shaky through your body, especially when you try new postures. Your muscles are going, what's this new thing? I have no idea, so I'm going to wobble and shake. It will calm down very quickly, you'll be surprised. Okay, a couple of deep breaths, just to settle. And we're going to go back to seat here so we can calm down and have the last couple of minutes to be very still. It makes a shape, it's like a dance, I think, yoga. You're starting off, you're having a middle bit, and then you're just completing it. And for me, that is seated, going to stand, doing some stuff, calming down, seated, relax. Here's a cool way to sit down. Plant a foot and go for it. Don't try that without practicing some more strength first. Otherwise, you could just flop down and sitting anyway. I just like cool ways of sitting down. So, I can feel my breath is still a bit, I've done some work, haven't done much lately. This changes, if you do it every day, you'll just be so much stronger. Shoulders back and down, legs can be ahead if you like. It doesn't matter if you have one leg out, it really doesn't matter. Or we're going to lie down, relax, and if you're going to lie out, again traditional Shavasana, aligning yourself, feet hip width, let your feet drop out. Palms up, it's kind of a flop out really. Bend knees if you've got any back issues, or curving up on your side. Some people worry about, especially in class, relaxing, because you know what happens. You go into relaxation, everything's gone quiet, and you get that tickle, and you're thinking, no, don't cough. On your own at home, of course, it doesn't matter. Always cough in the class if you need to, it's horrible. And changing positions can help, especially on your back, you tend to cough quite often, so curl up if you need to. So, for me, I'm just going to sit here so I can talk to you more clearly for this last little bit of relaxation. Your body's received all sorts of new things and movements, some challenges, some strength and some balance and some stretches. Yoga covers everything, all the sports, which is why so many sports people do it. Muscles get strengthened and your mind, all those purposes. So, take a few deep breaths. Hands in any comfortable position, or in a yoga mudra as if you want to be traditional with this. But really just make sure your shoulders are back and down. Quite like resting hands in the lap as well. Little tuck in of your chin. Now start to notice you're coming to the end of the practice. Is your mind off? Have you got that habit of your mind not staying in this moment? What next? Shopping, bills, what? Oh no, kids, homeschooling, whatever things you're doing. Switch that off. Find your very nice place of stillness. You could picture, close your eyes while you're listening to me if you like, but you could picture
as you're trying to find this stillness, a lake. Now imagine, or a pond, somebody throws a huge rock in there, the water's all over the place, it's all chaos, but you know what, it always calms down. So think of your mind like that. If you practice just sitting with the craziness, the tight muscles, think of that as your little pond of your life. Take some steady breaths. Take no notice of the thoughts going crazy. Just focus maybe on your breath, maybe on your heart. You can put hand on heart if you like, both hands. Whatever feels nice and secure on your belly. Your attention is drawing right in there into some central spot of yourself. Heart focus is really a good connection with your mind. It switches on quite a few neurons. And take a last deep breath and let it go. Soften throughout from head to toe as you do that out breath. Into stillness. Continue with this if you like, for as long as you like. Or when you're ready to rouse yourself, you'll reach on up, palms together. Prayer to heart. Well done everybody. Namaste.